Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash, and this will be my final voice comparison reaction video for the day. So, as I said earlier from some of my previous videos I did earlier today, I was checking out all the Spider-Gwen characters from the Marvel Universe to celebrate late Spider-Man Day, because I didn't get to do it on the 1st of August, which was on Spider-Man Day, the actual Spider-Man Day. I only had enough time to check out a react to a reaction recap, did my third reaction to Generation West's Spider-Man voice comparison updated video, and then I forgot to do it yesterday because I was checking out a very interesting video on YouTube that kept me watching it for hours on end. But I'm here today making the video, and this will be the last character that I'll be checking out for voice comparison reaction video, and that'll be it for today. I don't know if I'll be making more voice comparison videos. I have been thinking about maybe wanting to do more characters because, I kind of miss doing them. So maybe I might get back to it. Maybe I told you that I didn't really want to do Marvel and DC characters because there are way too many Marvel superheroes and villains and way too many DC heroes and villains as well. Like, it's just too many of them. I wouldn't be able to do all of them, especially for those that I'm not familiar with, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be able to know, but I could have second thoughts. Maybe I might do it because, I kind of do miss doing reaction videos because, I quit doing them. I'm not trying to do them as much anymore because of, my 2 copyright strikes on my channel. And then if I get one more, this channel will be disabled, and then I'll have to turn my focus to my second YouTube channel, Joe Flash 6.7 Lives, so that way it'll be my new official channel. That's still my second channel, but yeah. If you haven't subscribed to my second YouTube channel, Joe Flash 6.7 Lives yet, go check it out right now and go subscribe. But yeah, I haven't even posted my first video on my second channel yet, but I should really pretty soon, so that way I'll get things started, Not to mention, maybe someday in the future, as I said, I'll have to post some videos on that channel, so, I really should start making my first video on that channel soon. It's already been on YouTube for months, but I just, for some reason, haven't made my first video yet. But anyway, let's just get to where we are. So this will be the last voice comparison reaction video I'll make for the day. This was the last Spider character I was able to find on YouTube for a voice comparison video. It is none other than the one and only, probably the most well-known Spider-Girl probably out of all of them right now, Spider-Gwen / Gwen Stacy. Now, obviously, in our world's Peter Parker dimension, in our world, Spider-Man with Peter Parker, our world's Peter Parker, we know Gwen Stacy is just a friend of Peter's, or best friends, or even his love interest. But there is a multi-dimension where Gwen Stacy does become a Spider-Girl herself, and she goes by Spider-Gwen. And Peter actually dies in her dimension as well, when I think Peter transformed into a lizard, and then, he got killed and all that. Other times, she goes by Ghost Spider because, I guess because using the name Gwen is using her real name. So she pretty much, it seems like nowadays they try to call her Ghost Spider, but most people still will know her as Spider-Gwen. But, I mean, I don't know. I think they're really trying to make her go by Ghost Spider nowadays, but they might still use the Spider-Gwen name. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and just get this started. I really don't have anything else much to say, so let's just go ahead and just get this out of the way, shall we? So I'm ready to get this finished, so let's do it. She's a pretty cool character herself. I don't mind her, Gwen Stacy makes a pretty good Spider-Girl on her own in her other dimensions. Pretty interesting seeing that she becomes a Spider character herself. There were rumors speculating if she's going to be in the MCU or not and be played by Emma Stone, since if you remember in the Amazing Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone was Gwen Stacy in that movie, and there was rumors that she might return as Gwen Stacy, but this time as Spider-Gwen, so I don't know. But there's probably going to be good chances maybe Spider-Gwen will probably join the MCU. I feel like there's a bit of chances. I mean, Miles Morales probably has the best chances of all the other dimensional Spider people, but I think there could be a chance that Spider-Gwen could join the Marvel Cinematic Universe one day. Curious to wonder if Emma Stone will play as her or not, but if not, then maybe it could be somebody else. I mean, I don't know. If Spider-Gwen does join the MCU, do you think Emma Stone will be willing to come back to play her character again, or no? And if she doesn't, do you think that, or who do you think could play her if Emma Stone doesn't decide to return as Gwen? Let me know in the comments down below if you have any thoughts about that. But anyway, there's not much else left to be said. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because it's the last video I'll be checking out for today. So let's just get this out of the way, shall we? So like John Cena and Triple H will always say, your time is up, my time is now, it's time to play the game. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Spider-Gwen / Ghost Spider / Gwen Stacy voice comparison by, of course, the official _nerd. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I already clicked start before I could say 1, but whatever. It kind of was timed right on cue for it to play.
The name's
course. Makes sense. I was curious to wonder if they were going to include Gwen Stacy from when she appeared in other Spider-Man stuff, when she appeared in, like, Peter Parker dimensional stuff before she was Spider-Gwen. But, yep, apparently they're going through even Gwen when she wasn't Spider-Gwen in Peter's world, because in Peter Parker's world, in our world's Peter Parker, she doesn't even become a superhero. She's just a best friend or love interest for Peter sometimes, so, yeah. So that's cool that they're even going through Gwen Stacy when she appeared in our world's Peter Parker's dimensions, like this series, for example, Spider-Man the Animated Series. She actually was only featured in one episode, though. This was actually the only episode she was featured in. This was the final episode of the Spider-Man animated series in 1994, where it was, a multi-dimensional Spider-Verse stuff, and Gwen Stacy was actually... it was Spider-Knight's dimension. It was Spider-Knight's dimension, where apparently Peter Parker is a celebrity in his dimension, and he wasn't even afraid to reveal his identity to the world, so everyone he knew knows that he's Spider-Man, and J. Jonah Jameson, everybody knows that he's Spider-Man, and apparently Gwen Stacy becomes Peter's wife in Spider-Knight's dimension. Peter and Gwen actually married, so yeah. Pretty crazy, but yeah. But this is the woman who voiced her in the animated series, Mary Kay Bergman.
I'll go down to let them know you finally arrived. Then you can make your grand entrance.
It's really weird how for some reason there's not a Gwen Stacy in our world's Peter Parker's world, because when Peter arrived in Spider-Knight's dimension, as I said, he said, "Great, Parker, in this dimension you're engaged to someone you don't even know." So yeah, there apparently for some reason there's not a Gwen Stacy in our world's Peter's dimension, but a Gwen in Spider-Knight's dimension, which is really weird. I don't know why they didn't make Gwen appear. Maybe they just didn't want to make it too confusing for love interest for Peter, because they were going with the storyline of him having a hard time choosing his love interest between Mary Jane Watson and Felicia Hardy, who eventually reveals herself as the Black Cat, but, So, yeah, I guess they just didn't want to get it too confusing with 3, because they already had Felicia Hardy and Mary Jane, so I guess, they didn't want to make it too confusing to have Gwen Stacy involved where it becomes 3 for Peter, because usually they only go with 2 girls. They don't go with, 3, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that would have been too confusing if they would have had Gwen involved in our world's Peter dimension to make it 3 love interests. So, yeah, that would have been really difficult. I ain't gonna lie.
It's not every night.
I mean, think about it. Peter's love interests had 3 different love interests. Mary Jane Watson, Gwen Stacy, and Felicia Hardy. That would be so confusing. Yes! I didn't even think they were going to include this, honestly. I didn't think this person, official_Nord, was even going to include live action-wise. I didn't think he was going to. I'm surprised he actually did, but yes. Even though it's hard for me to choose if I like this woman better as Gwen Stacy or if I like Emma Stone better as Gwen Stacy, I don't know if I like Bryce Dallas Howard better or if I like Emma Stone better, because they're both great as Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy was, Howard was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3, and doesn't really become Peter's love interest, but I guess, I don't know. I can only remember that when Gwen appeared in this movie, it was really meant to be Eddie Brock's love interest, but because Eddie Brock got himself fired from the Daily Beagle for trying to attempt to expose Spider-Man's true colors when he was really lying, and so he was fired, so that meant he even lost Gwen, and then Peter and Gwen did get together for, that bar scene when, after Harry forced Mary Jane to break up with Peter, and, Peter had the symbiote, so he was acting weird in the bar, and then, he was dancing with Gwen, and he said, "This is for you," and then, that was the last time Gwen pretty much was seen in the movie from that bar scene. Well, not really, actually, but that was the last time she was used as a character, you know what I'm saying? The last time Howard's character Gwen was actually seen in Spider-Man 3 was when Harry Osborn passed away, and her and her father, Captain George Stacy, attended Harry's funeral, so that was really the last time she was really seen, but the last time that Bryce Dallas Howard's character as Gwen was really used in the bar scene, that was the last time she was used, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Gwen doesn't really become Peter's other love interest, although Mary Jane, when Peter was going to try to propose to Mary Jane in a restaurant, when Gwen came by to tell Peter about the pics, Mary Jane was thinking that she kissed her, because when they were doing the Spider-Man for the Key in the City, she gave the crowd the moment to kiss Gwen, but Mary Jane thought that he was meaning that Peter, even as Peter Parker, now that she knows that she was Spider-Man, he's thinking that as Peter Parker, she wanted to be with Gwen more than Mary, so, broke up with him originally, and then just things weren't the same after then. I don't think they ever really got back together. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know. So, yeah, it was kind of hard for Peter, you know what I'm saying? But Even though Spider-Man 3 wasn't really that much of a fan favorite movie compared to the other two ones for Tobey Maguire's legacy, but I still thought it was cool myself. But yeah, still, it's really hard to choose if I like Bryce Dallas Howard better as Gwen Stacy or if I like Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy better. I don't know. They both did a great job. They really did. They both did great job as Gwen Stacy. They're pretty much both my favorites for live action Gwen, but I don't know which one I like better, honestly. It's hard to choose. I probably would have to say Emma Stone's just because she was used as Peter's love interest in the Amazing Spider-Man films, while Gwen was just only used as like some extra character, sort of, you know what I'm saying? So, but they both did good overall. Bryce Dallas Howard and Emma Stone are both great as Gwen Stacy, but I guess I'd have to pick Emma Stone because she's more of the well-known, because obviously she's more well-known as Gwen Stacy than this woman did, because, you know, Emma Stone, you know, as Gwen Stacy was used for Peter's love interest and all that stuff, and would sadly die in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was really, really sad. It was probably like one of the saddest moments of movies' histories, or all that kind of stuff. But yeah. But like I said, I still do give thumbs up to Bryce Dallas Howard's performance as Gwen Stacy. Like I said, I will admit Emma Stone is better. She's probably the better pick for a live-action Gwen Stacy than this woman here, Bryce Dallas Howard. But even she did good too, okay? So double thumbs up to her. I don't know why I have a hard time choosing between Howard and Stone, but it doesn't matter. Oh, heck yeah, of course. You already should know the drill by now. The Spectacular Spider-Man is my favorite Spider-Man series of all time, so of course anything from the Spectacular Spider-Man show, you know I will give double thumbs up and props to, and even have as my favorites for voices, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, Lacey Chabert's voice for Gwen Stacy in the Spectacular Spider-Man show, of course I'm gonna have it up there as my favorites for animated and video game-wise, like Gwen Stacy stuff. Of course I'm going to. I love that show. I freaking love it. It was really sad that it only had to last for only 2 seasons, and it really looked like they were going to set up for season 3 when they had that little extra scene in the end where Norman Osborn apparently was alive after when they thought he died, but, you know. Really wish it didn't get canceled. I don't know. I forgot the reasonings. I looked it up on Google, but I forgot the reasoning on what was behind the reasonings why Spectacular Spider-Man was canceled after season 2. But I do believe they were going to originally make a season 3 afterwards, but that got canceled, as I said. But sure would like to hope that maybe someday, perhaps, maybe, you know, we might get a chance to maybe see it be revisited, and maybe they'll maybe make a season 3. Because there's rumors speculating that maybe Spectacular Spider-Man might return and maybe will be on Disney Plus, and maybe they might possibly make a season 3. I don't know if it's going to happen, but really would love for it to, because I love this series so much. I really do. This was just a great series. Like, I could just watch this again if I was to. I have all the seasons. I have both seasons on DVD as well, so I could just rewatch this whole series again if I want to. I probably might. Maybe that's probably what I should have did over the summer, but it doesn't matter. Probably by far right now, when it comes to animated-wise, video game-wise, all the stuff for Gwen Stacy, Lacey Chabert for Spectacular Spider-Man is my #1 favorite. Or she is my #1 favorite. This is actually not the only time, this is actually not Gwen's only look. She actually also, her first look was actually where she had a shorter hair look with a hair braid on, and she had glasses on. That was her first look, and she had like an orange jacket and all that stuff as well. That was her first look. It was from season 1 until eventually sometime later in the middle of season 2 where she got this new look where this is how she would look for the remainder of the series, where she would have her long hair being out, and she would no longer wear glasses, and would get a new shirt. So this is Gwen Stacy from season 2, but as I said, her first look in season 1 and even in the middle of season 2, she would originally wear glasses and have her hair a little bit shorter, sort of, and would have it in a hair braid and wear an orange jacket. So that was her first look, but this is her after when they decided to change her look up in one of the episodes of season 2. It was in the Valentine's Day episode where Gwen and Mary Jane were being like buddies together. They were getting ready for a date, you know, for Valentine's Day, and Gwen would reveal herself in a dress, and, you know, she would see her without glasses and have her hair out, and then, you know, when she'd be seen the next few times at Midtown High, this is where she would have her new official look, you know what I'm saying, for the next few episodes before the series ended. You get the point. It's a lot to talk about, but at least you understand. Heck, yeah. course, I've already talked about this, so I don't need to say anything else. Yes. Heck yeah. My number one favorite live-action Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone. Sure would be nice to find out if whether or not if Spider-Gwen does appear in the MCU, will Emma Stone play as her or not. I don't know if she will. It will be nice to see if she does, but I'm not sure. I feel like I want to say there's a 50% chance that maybe Emma Stone could come back to play Spider-Gwen, or maybe somebody else might play her. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like there's a 50% chance. Ah, yes, this game. I did play this game a bit on the Wii. There was a Wii game that was made for this game of The Amazing Spider-Man. I did play it on the Wii. I didn't really enjoy it, honestly. I didn't enjoy this game, honestly. I just didn't care. It was... Honestly, I feel like I want to say the Amazing Spider-Man games are even worse than the films, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm willing to say. I think the video games for the Amazing Spider-Man are even worse than the films. That's what I'm willing to say. The films are a little bit better. They're not that much better, but they're better, you know what I'm saying? They're better stuff of Amazing Spider-Man, of Andrew Garfield, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Still would love to see if the rumors do come true, if Andrew Garfield will get an Amazing Spider-Man 3, or if Tobey Maguire will get a Spider-Man 4 like it was supposed to happen before it was canceled, and in Spider-Man 5 as well. Because now that, they returned to No Way Home, there's rumors speculating maybe they might come back again. Because a guy did confirm that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will come back in one of those two Phase 5 Avengers movies. I think Secret Wars is the one. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Secret Wars Avengers MCU film that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are expected to return, along with Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor Charles Xavier, Professor X. And it hasn't been confirmed whether or not if Hugh Jackman will come back as Wolverine or not, because at the same time they announced it's a multiverse saga in the Phase 5 MCU film, so it makes sense, So yeah. But anyway, this game really wasn't that good. I didn't care about it, so... I really just didn't care about this game. This game was pretty boring. Never really made it far into the game either, honestly. I mean, I'll have to say maybe. It's not too bad of a voice, but it's not the best either, so I have to say maybe. But then again, Carrie Walgreen, if that's how you say her name, Carrie Walgreen kind of almost looks like Gwen Stacy herself if you look at her, compared to the video game version of Gwen. She kind of almost looks like her. Kind of almost look like she'd be dressing like her, too, just the suit that she's wearing. Kind of would almost look like she'd be Gwen Stacy herself. She kind of really almost looks like Gwen. It'd be interesting to see what Carrie would look like if she was a live-action Gwen. Wow, even Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen was even in Marvel Heroes. Wow. That came out in 2016, too. Guess we never know how old this character really is. Ashley Johnson. I feel like Ashley Johnson has been in one of my previous voice comparison reaction videos before. I can't recall if she has, but she might have been. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up. I'm getting hot. I better hurry up and get this video out of the way so I can turn my air conditioner back on. I feel heavy. I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I should be okay. It's probably all this heat from the ring light. I better be careful. Heat could knock me out, so I better watch myself. Yeah, I'm feeling really heavy. I feel like I'm going to fall over or just pass out or something. From dehydration. Better watch myself.
I made cookies. Some of them are not even burnt.
Yes, sure. I kind of forgot that Gwen was in Ultimate Spider-Man, but yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's not... That voice is not bad, I did forget that she was in Ultimate Spider-Man, but yeah, thumbs up, though. Not bad. Good thumbs up for Dove Cameron.
It's been a madhouse here.
Yeah, solving crimes, putting away perks.
Dove Cameron's got beautiful hair. I'm willing to admit that. Her hair is really beautiful in this picture.
Dressed like the old
Imagine how Gwen would look so beautiful having this kind of hairstyle in animated or live action wise. Just imagine that.
You stay here. Don't move.
Oh, she became Spider-Gwen too. Wow, okay. Oh, you know what? Is that episode with the... Is that episode where it was the Web Warriors thing? So, if it's that, then yeah, it makes sense. Don't know why I didn't think about that, but if it was that episode with Web Warriors where it was all the dimensional Spider-Women and Spider-Men, then that makes sense. Didn't even know that Gwen Stacy even appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man, though, nothing less. And of course... But yeah, of course she had to voice her as Spider-Gwen too, because I mean, it's the same exact character, so I don't see why you need to hire a different woman to voice Gwen while she's Spider-Gwen than compared to when she's just Gwen Stacy in Peter Parker's dimension. I need to lean back a couple times, sorry, I gotta get away from this ring light, it's really making me really hot. Getting worried to think I'm gonna pass out because I feel really heavy. Marvel's Rising series. Never heard of this, but okay, she apparently voiced her again in this. What is Marvel's Rising series? I never heard of this. Somebody let me know what that's about. I never heard of this series at all. And yep, apparently there's her as Spider-Gwen. Man, I need to hurry up. I'm getting really hot. Like I said, I should be fine. I don't think I'll pass out, but my body my head was feeling really heavy at first. I thought I was about to fall, or I was kind of like staggering, you know, I was kind of like leaning, you know, tilting. Because this ring light does make good lighting for my videos, but at the same time, because it's so much light, it's really hot. Especially when I have all the air conditioners off and the fans as well, just so I can hear the volumes in this video. I mean, even if I had the air conditioner fans on, it still would have been hot because, you know, this thing is bringing up, because my face is directly in front of this. Wow. How many characters are even in this game, too? Marvel's Avengers Academy. Like, this is crazy. Spider-Gwen or Gwen Stacy even in this game, too. Jeez. What have I missed out on? I like her t-shirt, how it says, The Mary Jane. That's kind of funny. I mean, because then again, you know, people do have a bit of, like, opinions on who they think Peter's love interest is, you know. Or people do go back and forth and have different opinions on who they think is Peter's better love interest, either being Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane Watson. I still wouldn't even know who's the better love interest for Peter even till this day. I wouldn't even know if I'd choose between Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy, but I probably would choose Mary Jane, but there are a couple times where Gwen Stacy proves to be the better love interest, like Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Spectacular Spider-Man, because in the Spectacular Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy really actually ended up being more Peter's love interest, while Mary Jane was just only a friend. Peter did have a crush on Mary Jane at first, the first time she met her, but then Mary Jane just told her to slow down and not try to rush in, so, you know, in the end, they just remained friends, while Gwen became Peter's official love interest. Not to mention, even Liz Allen tried to be. Liz wasn't really Peter's love interest. It was more like Peter was Liz's love interest. Like, Liz eventually, you know, even though she bullied him with Flash at first, you know, because she was dating Flash Thompson at first, so, you know, she'd be against Peter, but then that wasn't until she started getting to know Peter, and then she ended up actually loving him, and so Liz confessed her love for Peter, and at the beginning of season... Well, she was already starting to love her in the beginning of season 1, but she confessed her love in the beginning of season 2, and then they started dating, but Peter wasn't feeling like himself, like he wasn't being true to himself, so eventually he did the right thing. It's what was best for him, and that was break up with Liz and then try to be with Gwen, and then Gwen was going to try to call it off with Harry, but because of Harry's father, Norman's death, you know, I think in the end, Harry and Gwen still stayed together. Gwen even did send a text to Harry, you know, trying to tell about the breakup, but Harry did, like, have that look on his eyes like he knew what was happening, because basically in the last episode scene, you know, after when Harry left the house, you know, after he told him about the Green Goblin problem, Peter, before he left the house, he told Gwen about the honesty, because Aunt May told Peter to be honest and true to himself, so he told Gwen the truth, and then they were going to try to be together, but unfortunately, Harry was actually outside the front door the whole entire time listening, so he heard everything, and this is almost like where he was about to become probably mad, because it looked like it could have set something up for season 3 where Harry probably would have maybe betrayed Peter, or maybe would have thought that maybe Peter betrayed him or something. So this really could have set up something between their friendship bonds being broken, you know, between Harry and Peter. That would have really loved to have seen that, but oh well. But never mind.
Take that, you old man.
Marvel
with the
TLDR.
wound.
Like, I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what this is, let me know too.
Horizon High decided to have its first
Oh, golly, I'm getting tired from this heat.
man with the bullet wound. Oh wow.
Sorry, I need to listen to this.
Match for my tiger
I didn't even really rank Heather Master's voice for Gwen.
style.
I didn't really rank her voice.
Let's jam. How come you don't return my texts? You're no match for my tiger style. Yes.
Oh my god, she stole Mary Jane's line, Tiger. Wow. I mean, okay, you know what? Thumbs up. I was gonna say maybe at first, but you know what? That was funny, so okay, thumbs up.
Oh wow. I do not feel good about this.
Yeah, I'll give this a thumbs up too. Carrie Buckland.
Horizon High decided to have its first ever.
Yes.
Relax.
Like I said, I've seen a few clips on YouTube's of this and stuff like that too, yeah. I think Gwen was being her normal self at first, just being a normal human, but then eventually sometime later she does become Spider-Gwen, I think. And I think this is actually in Peter's dimension either, so, you know, when Gwen becomes Spider-Gwen, she doesn't come from another dimension like usual. This is happening in Peter's timeline, his dimension, you know, even then he meets Miles, I think, too. I don't know.
Raymond is a renowned scientist, and he taught me to
But
do
yes,
stuff in the
definitely.
afternoon.
And Laura Bailey apparently was the one that voiced her, alright. Well, this is another moment where Laura Bailey appears in another one of my voice comparison reaction videos, but yeah. A few of the other voices I gave her some thumbs up, and I think I gave her some maybes as well, and maybe thumbs down, I don't know. But I do at least like her as Gwen Stacy, so yeah, definite thumbs up for her.
Can't be right. I only know one person who's ever managed to bond particles this way, and that's...
If I was to pick a second favorite, I probably would pick Laura Bailey, but maybe there might be other women that might think that I'd like better than hers. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because that's by far right now my only favorite is the woman who voiced Gwen Stacy in the Spectacular Spider-Man show for animated video game wide voices. She's my only favorite. I don't know if I would have a second favorite or not. I don't know, maybe if I would choose Laura Bailey for second favorite, or maybe if there's other women that maybe might be better. Depends on it. Because there might be some other women's voices for Gwen Stacy that I might like better than this one right here with Laura Bailey. I don't know. We'll have to see. Because there's still some more. We're only like halfway towards the video, so we're almost done here.
How can you say such a thing?
And yep, there you go. She becomes Spider-Gwen.
Spider powers doesn't mean they're part
Of course, you were going to have to eventually include an image of her becoming Spider-Gwen, because let's say she eventually does become Spider-Gwen.
The truth is, I don't know how I got spider powers, but I promise you I don't work for the Jackal. You've got to trust me. Harry, they were fighting that maniac as hard as I was. You've got to get over this
I forgot Harry Osborn did look different in the series too. Harry Osborn was in this series too, and I think he even became the Hobgoblin too. But yeah, even he looked different in the series. He had black hair.
And I know you're hurting right now, but we were all affected by that explosion.
Harry looked like a completely different person in this version of the series, I think. Yeah, sure. That was kind of a little more quieter, that's why I needed to get closer to hear it. But yeah, Emily Tennant's got a good voice. I'm really curious to wonder what that's about. Marvel Superhero Adventures. Looks almost like miniature versions of them, to be honest. God, I better hurry up. My head is getting hot again. I know. I'm gonna have to take a shower after this. After this video's over, I'm gonna take a shower. I need some cool water. I need something cool to blow on me. I mean, I have an air conditioner fan, but water would feel good too. Yes. Of course. Or is this Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, or is this just the first game? Or maybe this is just the first game version. I don't know. But I know Spider-Gwen was in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Okay, yeah, I think it is Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Because, yeah, that sounds like it, yeah. Because I don't think she was in the first one. No, she wasn't. So yeah, this is Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Yeah, because Spider-Gwen appears in there, and then yeah, she does battle a Green Goblin in her dimension. So yeah, this is Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. But yeah, thumbs up to whoever this woman was that voiced Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. Fun game, as I've already said. Thought it was better than the first one. Don't need to keep saying it, really, but just a reminder, I guess, to people who haven't checked out my other videos, because, you know, people would probably may have not seen, some of the viewers that are probably watching this video right now probably haven't seen my other videos. Some people just like to click on videos that they're interested in wanting to see and stuff, so, you know, never mind. Spider-Geddon. What is Spider-Geddon? Like, seriously, what is this? Alright, sure. Yeah, not bad. Apparently, yep, she became Spider-Gwen too. God, I'm getting hot, man. I mean, it's really my hair, but I can feel a bit of my back starting to sweat, God. Because the back's actually the sweatiest part of the human body, if you didn't know that. I just thought it was the armpit, but no, that's the back. I know, I didn't have to get into that, sorry. I know I didn't have to get into that at all. Just ignore what I said, okay? Just ignore that. But because of all this hair that I have, obviously it's why it's making my forehead sweat even more. I know people always keep trying to tell me to cut my hair, but I love having long hair. Unless if I decide I want to cut it, that's when I decide it. I did mention in one of my videos, like when I reacted to the Spider-Man voice comparison updated version a couple of days ago, I think I did mention, yeah, I mentioned that I was going to want to try to dress up as Spider-Man this year for Halloween, and I was going to most likely think about cutting my hair so I can kind of pretty much cosplay as him. I'm not just wanting to look like the character and feel like him, but I'm kind of like technically wanting to cosplay him. So, you know, I want to look like the character as well, even when I take the mask off, you know what I mean? I don't know which hairstyle I'm going to get, though, because there's 3 different hairstyles I'm thinking about getting. I'm thinking about either getting the Spider-Man Animated Series 1994 Peter Parker hairstyles, or the Spectacular Spider-Man Peter Parker hairstyle, or the Tom Holland Spider-Man hairstyle, since this particular costume I'm wanting to try to get on eBay is basically Tom Holland Spider-Man costume. It's the costume... This costume is pretty much the classic red and blue suit that Spider-Man Tom Holland wears at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. He gets the new suit, and it's like the classic red and blue suit. So that's the costume I'm trying to get on eBay. So it's really Tom Holland Spider-Man. I don't know if I should get Tom's hairstyle, or Spectacular Spider-Man Peter hairstyle, or Spider-Man Animated Series 1994 Peter hairstyle. Those are probably like my 3 favorites. The reason I love the 1994 Animated Series Peter hairstyle and Spectacular Spider-Man hairstyle is because when I used to be younger, I used to have my hair like almost all straight down and even on my eyebrows, kind of like if I had Justin Bieber hair. So it kind of reminds me of the hairstyle I used to have when I was a young kid. So I feel like I want to bring that back, sort of. Or if I should probably just maybe just get the Tom cut haircut so I could just feel more like Tom Holland, since I'm technically dressing up in one of his costumes from the movies. But never mind, let's continue.
Thank you so much. You're not upset? Thanks. Can you call the cops to come get these jerks?
Ignore that noise if you heard that. I think Mom dropped something. Or maybe it might be one of my cats in their room, maybe just knocking over stuff. Yes. Even though I have not seen this movie yet, Haley Stenfield definitely did a great job. I really did hear this was great. I mean, of course, I know that these are good reviews from these movies and stuff, and I know she'll be coming back to voice her in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, so yeah. Like I said, I really need to see these movies. I really, really need to see them. But yes, Haley Stenfield definitely did an amazing job. So, of course, definite thumbs up for her. You know what? When I was saying earlier, thinking that maybe Laura Bailey would probably have to be my... You know, earlier when I was saying that Laura Bailey would probably maybe be my second choice for favorite Gwen Stacy voice actress, I may have changed my mind. It probably would have to be Haley Stenfield instead, because, you know... I probably rather like this movie more than the Marvel Spider-Man series, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what? If I was to pick a second favorite Gwen Stacy voice actress, it would be Haley Stenfield. I'm admitting that. I'm admitting it right now. Even while I have yet to see this movie, I would pick Haley Stenfield as my second favorite. But yep, this was how Gwen Stacy first looked when she appeared in the movie in Miles' Dimension. She was trying to disguise herself as a school student to meet Miles to tell him about what was going on, I think, across the Spider-Verse, yeah. Miles even ends up having a crush on Gwen, too, and Spider-Gwen kind of somewhat becomes Miles' love interest. Because in the trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Miles actually had a picture drawn of her, and Gwen got to see it in his room and stuff, so yeah. That's something that you probably never would have thought you ever see, Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy love interest. But then again, it would be kind of interesting to see where that goes. Because then again, Peter Parker's already got Mary Jane, even though our Peter B. Parker in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, you know, they divorced, but, you know. And yep, there you go. Spider-Gwen. She actually got a new haircut in this movie, too. One side of her hair actually got cut, but I did see why. I saw, like, the scene. It was because when Gwen met Miles at school, unfortunately, Miles was discovering his power, so his spider claws were sticking to Gwen and actually stick to his hair and pulled her hair out, so, yeah. Yeah, Haley Stanfield, even though I haven't seen this movie, but seeing or hearing from clips on YouTube and stuff, I really am now growing to love, you know, her voice of Spider-Gwen a lot. Like I said, so she'd be my second favorite Spider-Gwen or Gwen Stacy voice actress. Like I said, I would officially declare her my second favorite if I was to choose. She wouldn't be up there yet, but probably I'm pretty sure after I see this movie, she probably will eventually become it afterwards. Oh! Yes. Great game. Yes. Great game. And Allegra Clark, yeah, her voice was good. So, yeah. That was a good game. That really was a fun game to play. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Really was pretty fun. It was really cool to have Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Gwen Stacy all together in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Alright, that's it. Okay. Is that Spider-Man Peter Parker, or is that Petra Parker, Spider-Girl? I can't even tell. Anyway, that's everybody. So, obviously, pretty much everyone was good in here, but obviously my number one favorite, and my only favorite as of right now, is obviously, where is she? I'm trying to find her. It's only Lacey Chabert for Spectacular Spider-Man. She's my only favorite as of right now, but if I was to pick a second favorite, it definitely would be, no, not her, Haley Stenfield. So, yeah, but like I said, it's only Lacey Chabert right now as my only favorite for Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen and number one favorite. But like I said, if I was to pick a second favorite, and maybe after when I watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, maybe I'll eventually then put Haley Stenfield up there as my second favorite. So she would be my second favorite if I was to choose. But as of right now, it's only Lacey. She's the only one. But pretty good stuff too, though. This was great. This was a good video. This was real interesting. Gwen Stacy had a lot more appearances than I even thought. Oh, and then of course for live action wise, I forgot to cover that too, but for live action wise, it's definitely both of the ladies that played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man movies. Emma Stone and God, what's her name again? I'm trying to look back. Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay, yeah, both of them. Emma Stone had to be my number one. At first, I couldn't decide between the both, but you know what? I think Emma Stone did a much better job. So Emma Stone's the number one favorite, and Howard's my second favorite. So yeah. But yeah, for live action Gwen Stacy, it's both ladies. Both Emma Stone and Dallas Howard. It's both of them. But yeah. Anyway, that's everybody. So pretty much in total, I have pretty much 3 or 4 favorites for Gwen Stacy, you could say. But anyway, that's all of them. So now it's time for y'all to leave a comment down below this video. Now let me know who you love as Spider-Gwen / Ghost Spider / Gwen Stacy. And don't forget to share this with all your friends and get their honest opinions as well. So, and also, if the rumors do become true, or if Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen does appear in the MCU in the future, will Emma Stone return as Spider-Gwen? Do you think she'll come back to play Spider-Gwen in the MCU, or no? And if she doesn't, who do you think could play Spider-Gwen instead if she appears in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Leave a comment down below. But anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. This was the last video I was going to check out for today, so I'm ready to just take the break and just chill. I'm probably going to take a shower as well because I need it because I'm sweating like crazy. So I'm ready to chill for a bit, maybe then take a shower, and that's it, y'all. I'm out. So hope you enjoyed my videos. Like I said, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and even go subscribe to my second YouTube channel as well, Joe Flash 6.7 Lives. And Hopefully I'll be back with another video real soon. So until then, I'm out, y'all. Peace. That'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike to give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next video. To all you boys, men, and gals out there, fist bumps go to all of you, and to all the girls, lazy women out there, kisses go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.